Hi. So I think both these stories apply to society in different ways, but both are very applicable. I think Revelation is slightly more applicable to society. The reason for this is because um, it shows that the outside isn't truly what matters or what is judged by God, but rather the inside is what matters and what is judged by God. Um, this is shown. I think the example that stood out the most to me is Miss Turpin's skin and her physique. Um, so her skin is described as being practically flawless, but except for a few wrinkles from laughter. And her inside is described as being fat. And so I think this represents how someone can have a perfect outer layer, but ultimately that's very thin and not what you're made up of. Um, and God will eventually take the people, even though they're of lower class, to heaven, as long as their insides are, or their spirit is made up of good things compared to Mrs. Turpin. Um, however, I think evil allures, but God endures is relevant to society in a different way. Um, it shows that money isn't everything, as well as we must forgive others. I think both of these are very important messages for our society as a whole. However, I think the message of money isn't everything is much more important to our society. I feel as a culture, we do a fairly good job of forgiving others, but I feel like we idolize money as well. Um, and then as for the part of how the stories are beautiful, um, I think Revelation was beautiful because it was told in such a way that you could envision everything happening in your own mind, and very little was left up for interpretation in the way of kind of how things, I guess, went down. Um, and so you pictured in your own mind exactly what the writer wanted you to see. Um, however, evil allures, but God endures was beautiful because of its message of God loves everyone, no matter what you do to Him. Uh, Even if you break the most valuable thing He has, uh, He will still forgive you and love you. Um, and also, I think it had a valuable message of good will always overcome evil. Um, and I think that's very important. So, thanks.